Alright everyone, how are you doing? I'm Unruly. Welcome back to Unruly Horror. This video is my The Conjuring review. As you know, The Conjuring is one of my favourite horror films. If you've seen my top 10 favourite horror films so far video, which I think was released back in December. And this film, I think most people my age, when this film was released in 2013, when I was 17, we didn't know like a lot about the Warrens. Ed and Lorraine Warren, who sadly are now both deceased. Ed died in 2006 and Lorraine died in 2019. Yeah, this video really introduced me to a lot, like the Warrens. I've literally read all their cases, looked and researched all the cases they've looked into. I've looked into Annabelle the doll a lot, because this film introduces us to Annabelle in the film. Don't think there's a film about Annabelle, although, don't know if I've mentioned this, but a few years before the real-life Annabelle case, where the nurses invited Annabelle's spirit into the doll which caused the haunting in the actual Raggedy Ann doll, a few years before that was an episode of The Twilight Zone, and that dealt with a doll that was basically alive. If you've seen the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror episode where it's like a Krusty the Clown doll that comes alive, basically that's a parody of this actual episode. And what I remember researching into was the mother in the episode was called Annabelle. Coincidence? Very much so. But yeah, anyway, sorry, if I keep looking this way, this is where my notes are from watching The Conjuring. Just quickly, I've got to say, I don't know how like YouTubers do it, where they just sit and talk with no notes. Because like, I can sit and talk, I can learn lines for a script. I can't learn my own notes though, I need to have them so I can quickly look. Like, I know Dead Me James uses a teleprompter, but I do not have anywhere near the money or resources to get a teleprompter. So if I quickly glance there, I'm sorry. Anyway, The Conjuring, like I said, was released in 2013. It was written by brothers Chad and Casey Hawes, who I think have wrote quite a few actually good horror films. And obviously James Wan directed it. James obviously known for the Saw franchise. Anyway, the film starts off, like I said, nurses talking about Annabelle. Scary doll, yeah? The face. They actually were going to use a Raggedy Ann doll, but they said it doesn't look too intimidating. Like, you know, if you don't know what a Raggedy Ann doll is, I'll put a picture there. So the filmmaker says, nope, we'll go with this one. And, yeah. They talk, they go through like the story of how she was writing notes on parchment saying, help me, find me, which I later discovered, like, you find out about more about why she leaves notes in Annabelle Creations. My knowledge of the Conjuring universe, big brain. And it ends where they put the doll in the dumpster, knock on the door, nobody there, knock in the bedroom, the doll's there. I find it funny because in real life, one of the friends of the nurses says he was staying overnight there, and he felt little hands wrap around his throat. So the stuff they talk is real life. And that's just mad. And also in that scene where they've got... No, it's not that scene, is it? there's a scene where at the university, because there's two scenes where at the university, one where they're discussing Annabelle, and another scene where they show like a man possessed with eyes, blood, and upside down crucifix outside of his body, which is meant to be the guy from The Nun, even though it doesn't look like it. And in The Nun, they redid it. And in one of those scenes, Lorraine Warren, the real life, I swear I got a speech impediment. Lorraine Warren is sitting in the audience. And it took me, a year? Pausing to find her. Yeah, anyway, the film follows Roger and Caroline Perrin. Why am I stuttering? It's like I seen Perrin, it's like Perrin, who buy a house in Rhode Island, which, unbeknownst now to them, it's haunted by a witch, Bathsheba. And they move in with all the blooming daughters, and it's the first night they decide to play Hide the Club, a game which the Conjuring, like the marketing, focused on. Every advert for the Conjuring, it was, hey, you want to play Hide the Club? Where she's locked in the basement, obviously. And during the Hide the Club game, one of the girls accidentally runs into the other one, and they discover a hidden basement. And of course, they go down, look, they just think, it's a regular basement. The few nights, nothing really happens. The clocks stop at 3:07 a.m, which you later find out was when the time Bathsheba hung herself outside the tree. Outside the tree? Outside on the tree. Birds start flying into the windows, killing themselves. Caroline starts getting like bruises appear all over her body. And what's the name of the character? I don't write character names. I just write the youngest daughter. It's not the youngest daughter. It's Joey King's character. Starts like smelling like things in the room, and she thinks it's just her sister. She starts getting, pulled, blankets pulled and everything. It's freezing in the house. All classic signs of, activity. Coldness, funny smells. You hear it all the time. And it gets, so bad. You don't see most of it. You just cut a Caroline going to the university where it's got so bad. She's going to Ed and Lorraine Warren for help. And I think it's Lorraine who recognises, because she's meant to be the psychic, and she recognises the distress. And what's good, when they're talking about possession, she lists there's the activity, there's the oppression, and there's the possession. I think it's like Lorraine can see that she's in the stages of oppression, which is when a spirit would weaken you, constantly torment you so they can get inside your head. Oh, so yeah, they go to visit. The family's living in one room, mattresses on, the doors are locked because apparently they keep shaking, and it's during this where you gotta love the filmmaking and when they're filming, because you actually do see Vera Farmiga react when she's looking. And I didn't notice that when I first time I watched it. I didn't notice. It's only until later on when you realise she's seeing the spirit latched onto them, and she's looking, going, and just that piece of continuity, one piece of continuity. Am I saying it right? Continuity. That's it. That just makes the film 5 times better when you see little details like that. The filmmaker in me loves that. So yeah, do research, discover, Bathsheba was in which they murdered a kid. And it turns out the land was all split into different sections, and each section had like a house on, and Bathsheba possessed the mother to kill the kid. Oh yeah, I've also missed out the part where, what was it? The play Hide the Clap. You know, all the pictures fall off the stairs. She gets locked in the cellar, and it's like the Hide the Clap. I would love to know how they filmed that, because I can't. Just trying to think, like, there's certain special effects which would have had it done, like make darker behind her, probably have someone dress up in a green screen suit and just quickly clap. Yeah. I'm sorry, I've made my notes so tiny that from here it's like, what? Bloody hell, what have I even said there? I've put Bathsheba. I can't spell. Blimey. Yeah, anyway, they investigate the house with a police officer and a camera operator. There's a few fake outs, like they set up bells so they can. I'm getting a sore throat, by the way, sorry. They set up bells so in case like anybody moves the door, the bells will rattle. There's a few fake outs, like when you hear the bells rattle, everybody turns, just the police officer, just being at the toilet. The clocks go to 3:08, and nothing really happens. And of course, that's the big thing they do, you know. They're haunted, but when the paranormal investigators come, nothing whatsoever. Yes. And then one night, trying to remember the continuity, because apparently I didn't bother to put them in order, I just wrote notes, so I don't know if what I'm describing comes later, but one of the kids sleepwalks, and the cameras are like taking photos of her, and they say, no, leave her, she's not activating the cameras. Yeah, it turns out there's a little ghosty by her shoulder, which I believe you see early on the. My notes are all over the place. I should have wrote these instead of just thinking, oh yeah, that happened. Yeah, I watched the film last night. Why didn't I write the notes then? I swear, for next week's video on The Conjuring 2, I will be professional. Oh, hell. Yeah, because in the earlier scene, you know, Sadie, I think, is the youngest one, shows the music box, and Lorraine sees a boy standing there. And that's the same boy who we believed is following her up the stairs. It kills the dog, man. I mean, a ghost kills a dog. You better believe I'm going there Ghostbuster style, with me proton pack and everything. You know, you see her sleepwalking earlier, where just banging her head on the wardrobe in the leader way. That's a fake out. And then when she does it later again in the film, bloody demon Bathsheba jumps on the sister. You can tell I've had a lot of Zoom calls this morning because I can't talk. You know, just like from then the activity gets on. They record, you know, Roger and Caroline talking. Caroline doesn't pick up. They review it later. Oh, turns out, the demon's talking, like, and that's time when they realise, you know, Caroline's at risk. During the investigation, Lorraine necklace gets caught by the demon, and then the demon goes and scares Judy, the daughter, at the house with Annabelle. Because of course, you know, you can't just have Annabelle at the start, you have to have Annabelle in the middle of the film, and you have Annabelle at the end of the film, which they do. And then gets the infamous part where Caroline, on pills for the bruises, on all sorts of medication, worn down, which oppression, which later Lorraine realises. Because you see, I put the stuff up after she says, Caroline, go to bed. Wind blows it up, Bathsheba's staring. Lorraine runs, and something I was not expecting, vomit in the mouth. Because apparently that's how ghost possesses you. When a ghost possesses you, they have to be like, yeah, open winder, there we go. I'm the mother bird. What the fuck? Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. Yeah. And then, she's possessed from there on. And they get then the hair pulling with the capture on camera, which is dragged everywhere, which, like I said, is based on a nearly true story. They get permission from the church to do an exorcism. But when inside the family to taking motel, I swear I've missed parts in my notes. Oh yeah, because that's it. Through the film they've said they need an exorcism, but Ed doesn't want to do an exorcism because when he did the exorcism on the person, when I was on about the cross was coming out of his body, the person died, and so he's like, he doesn't want to, gets permission, it takes a while, and but the climax really is, they get a phone call, Caroline's run off with Sadie in Joey King's character. Because for the life of me, I didn't write down Joey King's character. This video was a mess. I'm sorry. What I'm going to do next time is when I watch the film, I'm going to have a notepad, writing the notes as I watch the film. Not, let's watch the film, go to bed, write the notes next day. They find Caroline in the house. Obviously, at this moment, fully possessed. And she's trying to stab Joey King's character, the wrestler. Sadie is hidden in the corner. Caroline gets away. Ooh, before I do that, Lorraine fell through the floor where Sadie found the music box in the little hidey hole and ran into the spirit of one of the former people who they made to kill the kid, look what she made me do. And that's when she got the necklace. Sorry, my throat is really hurting. Sadie runs under the house of the floor. They throw a blanket over Caroline, strap her down. Lorraine needs to say to Ed, you need to do the exorcism. It's now or never. And Ed, yeah, sure, he does it. Goes somewhere in, shotgun falls, nearly takes the guy's head off. The police officer's head off. And a lot of stuff happens. Your chair flips upside down, banging on the roof, falling down, blood. It tears open, revealing Bathsheba. And Bathsheba taunts Roger. She's already gone, and I'm gone. It's classic demon. They let her go. She gets away from them. Goes under the house. Finds Sadie, which is underneath the house, and of course the camera guy is trying to smash through the floor because he's seen Sadie under the kitchen floor. And one of my best lines in the film happened there. Lorraine shoves her hand down, grabs hold of Caroline's head just before Ed is crawling through the halls, says her, Bathsheba! By the power of God, I condemn you back to hell. When I watched that in the cinema, I got goosebumps. That is the best scene in The Conjuring, by far. Fight me if you don't agree. Lorraine puts all the images of the beach photo that they had which is enough for Caroline to vomit back up. Don't watch The Conjuring if you don't like vomit. Or, you know, Annabelle Comes Home, because that has vomit in it as well. And yeah, film ends, they leaving, and just as the film ends, they get word, oh by the way, they've approved the exorcism. So they're laughing about it, and then they get a phone call saying, oh, there's a case for us over in, have I wrote it down? Damn it. Okay, it teases the Amityville Horror. I didn't write down where it is. They tease the Amityville Horror, basically, which is in the start of The Conjuring 2, which I will cover next week, when hopefully my voice is a lot better. Yeah, guys, like I said, sorry about this video being delayed. I really didn't have much time to plan it out, which, as you can tell, it's been a mess, this video. I've got notes that are out of order, only little lines of notes. Oh, I've been busy. My short film Dark Forest has been fully funded. Ooh, flame like that hurt. My short film Dark Forest has been fully funded, but we are still asking for donations because they'll help massively towards the film in post-production costs, some more effects make it up better, sending it to films that we really want, like big film festivals. So yeah, I will put everything in the description below. I'll try to make a video just about Dark Forest over on my little personal channel I've got, Lee McShane. I think it should be linked below. Anyway guys, next week I will have this Saturday, not next week. This Saturday I'll have The Conjuring 2, a much better prepared video. Because literally I knew I had to do this video at some point, I promised you it. And I've just been busy with the film, I've been busy working on other writing projects. I've been sharing the film everywhere I can. And I've been busy trying to do the YouTube, the game and the choices. It's not enough hours in the day, is there? Anyway guys, I swear to you, Saturday's video will be much better prepared. Even if I do need to look at my notes. Anyway, have a nice day. Please like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. But still like. Anyway guys, hope you're doing good. Keep safe. Have a nice day.